What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steven Ostentoski here of Mason Brew, bringing you another Michigan basketball highlights video. This time, Michigan picks up the 71-64 victory over the pesky Scarlet Knights of Rutgers University. Really good win here. Annoying game for multiple reasons. We'll get to that. But yeah, let's just jump right into these highlights here. So right away, you can call Rutgers the mid-range kings because that's really all they did. Good defense there from Franz. He had a really strong game. Here's a really good player for Rutgers. That's Miles Johnson. Not able to get that one. Dickinson, though, that was a good defensive possession. Offensively, struggled a little bit today. Here you have number 22, Caleb McConnell, showing off that mid-range, and that's something that Rutgers will go to continually because that's what Michigan's defense was giving to them. There, Mike Smith on the drive, not able to put that one down. So the offense was struggling a little bit here. Here's Eli Brooks getting the first true basket. I think the other 2 points were free throws, but first true basket. Here's Geo Baker, really good player for Rutgers with another mid-range. Dickinson getting blocked there. There you have Miles Johnson. Again, offense can't really get anything going. It should have been called a travel there, but you got Franz Wagner turning the ball over. This is somehow called a blocking foul, and one for Ron Harper Jr. I disagree, but on the offensive side, Livers turning the ball over there. Here's a travel from Mike Smith on his pump fake. So again, down three, not a big deal. Here you have, again, Caleb McConnell with a mid-range, knocking that one down. Mike Smith with a nice find there to Davis, able to get a little bit going there, sticking with Rutgers early here. There, he gets blocked. Livers says, "I don't like your hair," and give me that. So that's a good defensive play from Livers. On the offensive side, he decides, hey, I can do mid-range too, except not on this one. But he will, I promise. I thought he actually made that one. Here, feisty player there, number 42, Jacob Young for Rutgers, with a tough basket there. That should have been called a travel against Michigan. Shawnee Brown somehow gets this one to bounce in for a three. So fortunate that one wasn't called a travel against Livers on that kick out. Another kind of mid-range from Ron Harper Jr. late in the shot clock there. Here we go. Here's Livers with a little step back fadeaway. Told you he was going to hit a mid-range. There he does. Here's McConnell with the bad hair. Again, with that miss, good defense from Franz Wagner late in the shot clock there. Athletic move here from Brandon Johns Jr. Look at this. Little pump fake to get number 5. I always pronounce his name wrong. Amori. I'm butchering it. I apologize. But really good move there from Brandon Johnson. What a pass there from Franz. Let's back up here. He had multiple of these in this game, but how do I pronounce that name? Omarui. Should listen to the broadcast. So yeah, really good play here from Franz Wagner. You can see right here, you have Miles Johnson commit just a little too hard, right? And with the long arms, I always mention Franz Wagner's reach. You don't expect him to be able to reach and get that pass around Miles Johnson in this scenario, but he can. Good job keeping the ball high if you're Davis there, able to go up strong with the basket. Good defense there from Mike Smith, keeping his arms up, keeping his body there. On the other side, gets rewarded with a three-pointer. Good job there. Nice little dish after the drive from Livers to open that one up. And then good extra pass there from Shawnee Brown to Brandon Johns Jr., able to put down that three, and Michigan's up 7 here, under 10 minutes left. Mid-range, not there the entire game. That was the first miss at mid-range I think Rutgers has had. Shawnee Brown struggling a little bit since the break, right? Last game he wasn't too present, and that one, was back up there. Anyway, Shawnee Brown, not doing the best, but he's okay. All right, here's the pass for Miles Johnson. Geo Baker trying to get something going. That's a second block from Livers thus far in this half. There's a nice pass to Miles Johnson for the alley-oop. He's a player. Miles Johnson, he's a tough out. Mid-range there for Mike Smith, able to get going. Good to see him. He was struggling a little bit, and look at that. Livers again with the block. Unfortunately, defense breaks down a little bit here. They're able to get this one out to the perimeter, and Ron Harper Jr. knocks down that three, but you got Franz Wagner mid-range, able to knock that one down late in the shot clock. He's already getting going in this one. Geo Baker, what I say, he's a tough out. He has that little wiggle, that little shake move, and that's a tough basket. Speaking of tough baskets, Isaiah Livers, able to put that one in. Here's Geo Baker again going in. I don't know how this isn't called a shove. You saw on the bench John Howard going a little nuclear there. We'll show the replay here right there, right? I mean, Brooks, maybe he's selling it a little bit, but that's a little push off, right? That's a little push. So Surprised that wasn't called. Geo Baker, again, he's a good player, but that one. So here's the thing. This guy is calling Michigan out for like crying, right? That's what he's doing here. He's like, oh, cry about the whatever. I didn't realize that it was actually legal to call this with such a bad arm tattoo. I thought that was not allowed, but I mean, give him credit for having the audacity to do that. But so just keep that in mind. Mr. Headband is worried about Michigan crying after that call. Franz Wagner responds with a three-pointer. Got Miles Johnson, nice move down low. He did a little bit of work on Dickinson. Dickinson struggled a little bit again early offensively, able to get the friendly roll on that one. He gets fed down low again. Good move here, able to put that basket in. So a good couple baskets there. And then on defense, able to get the block on number 5 there. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name again. I'll fail. Good defense there from Terrence Williams getting some time. Good job keeping his arms straight up. Here's Dickinson. He might have got fouled there. He wanted the call, didn't get it, so not able to put that one in. So again, just inconsistent. There's another block down low, unfortunately. Number 5 for Rutgers, able to pick that one up. Block there from Eli Brooks' attempts, but Franz Wagner with the longest floater you'll see right at the end of the half. And halftime stats, Michigan shooting lights out at 50%. You can see they got 19 rebounds compared to 14, and bench points doing really well for Michigan as well. Davis in there. And yeah, into the second half, mid-range king. There he is, Caleb McConnell. Dickinson trying to get going down low, not able to get that one, but he does get the foul. I think that was only the second on Johnson. There, a foul against Mike Smith, and you got Juwan Howard coming out, get him back up. Technically, you're not allowed to do this. You could call a technical on this, but you can see the ref is like, what? Look at this guy. This guy's having the time of his life watching Juwan Howard, and I think Michigan fans feel the same way. It's like, whoa, what are you doing, man? Love the enthusiasm. You got to love playing for the guy. The bench loves it. John's is screaming. Just the enthusiasm. Towel comes off the shoulder, lifts his guy back up. That's great. And then you got the weirdest rebound known to man, just leg on top of Mike Smith. Bold strategy. Here, again, the wraparound pass there from Franz. He's pumped up. Gets number 15 to commit. You can see his face. Let's go back at this replay. Watch Miles Johnson, his face right here. He's like, oh, like he knows. Bench goes crazy. Just a really good job from Franz. Holding on to that ball 1 extra second forces Miles Johnson to commit, able to get that wraparound. And then what do you do against this, man? Isaiah Livers hitting those. He thought he was fouled. But what do you do against that step back? Bench loves it. Ooh, they're talking. They're talking. They're talking to him. They're like, hey, man, get a haircut. Right? Yelling at him. Yelling at Geo Baker. Whew. He's got a little stank face on. Livers does. Able to respond there with the layup. Here, Franz, though, after an offensive rebound, you can't leave him out there, man. He's going to nail those shots. The three's up, bow and arrows out. Watch out. There, again, what are we doing here? Why aren't we calling these? All right? And, like, you might think I'm, like, I don't know, crazy for calling this out, but he's got the arm right there on the shoulder. And then right here, right? Look at this. I mean, you got the trifecta, right? You got one eye. You got this guy, you got this guy. I mean, that's a clear view, and 3 strikes and no call. So he's able to hit the step back. Jacob Young, dude plays with an attitude. And then you got this GA, like these again. Here's your arm tattoo guy. He's like talking a bunch of trash. This GA just stands up. He's looking at Michigan bench like, what? He's just freaking out. Here, Franz is able to hit his little hook shot again over his left shoulder. He's pumped up, and Michigan is up 15 at this point. And then Franz with the beautiful move, man. Oh, that's like his 3rd wraparound pass this time. He is pumped, and I gotta diagnose this a little bit more. So good job from Mike Smith again. Look at all of this attention Mike Smith's drive here has garnered. Right, look at you got 4 guys here. So when he dishes the ball out here to Franz Wagner, you force a really strong reaction to get him on the perimeter because he just hit a 3, right? Like he is a guy who can hit these 3s. So you force this guy to come out really tough to defend against this potential shot. So that opens up the drive here. And then he makes one additional move. You see right here, Ron Harper Jr. is closing out. So make one move, get him past. And then he just kind of splits these guys with just one little dribble inside there to get number 22 here, our favorite hair boy today, inside. And then he can step around here, and that forces this defender off. So really, he took out 1, 2, 3 guys by his pump fake, dribble, drive, hang in the air, and provide to Dickinson. So just an insane play from Franz, right? Bench loves it, appropriately so. And that's just kind of the potential that we're seeing out of Franz really come to life here. And he is pumped up. And yeah, he's creating just a ton of opportunities for his teammates. That's good defense there. Give credit to McConnell, able to knock that one down. They decide not to guard Mike Smith, and I do not recommend that. 0 stars. Here's Geo Baker with a nice feed there to number 5 on the dunk. That guy's going to be a player. Not Geo Baker, number 5. Shotty Brown, again, got to handle that. Still kind of getting rid of some rust there. McConnell strong with the basket, able to put that one in, trying to cut the deficit. Still a 13-point game here. Dickinson, again, just kind of loses it going up. Not an efficient day for him offensively. Here, again, with the travel, I think he expected number 5 to be a little bit closer when he was backing him down. And then they call this push-off, all right? So I called out the other 2 push-offs. They called this a push-off right here. I mean, that's pretty minor. Franz says, that's crazy, man. And I agree. Like, did he? Yes, 100%. It's just got to be the long arms that gets him, right? The long arms giveth and taketh away. Okay. This is the second game in a row that Mike Smith failed to remove the elbow magnets in his face and just eats one there. They call this a blocking foul. So don't put your chin in front of people's elbows, people, because apparently that's a foul, and he doesn't like it. I don't like it. Nothing nefarious like a Brad Davison situation, but yeah, this is just the point. If you're sitting at home watching this, just pull out your whistle, because the refs decide to be a part of this game, and I think you should too. So pull out your whistle, and they called this on Hunter Dickinson. They are just fighting for position down low here, right? You see this on every single play, and they call this a foul on Dickinson. He can't believe it. So yeah, call your whistles at home, and you'll have the same impact here. You can be a part of the game like the refs decide to on that one. Turnover from Dickinson. Mike Smith able to drive, get a basket there. Again, Michigan's still up 14, so even though I'm complaining here, Michigan's still doing a good job. Great defense there from Eli Brooks, who's really quiet in this one. Not so quiet on that turnover, but at least defensively, he's still been the impact defender he is. Good feed there from Ron Harper Jr., 2 Miles Johnson on the dunk. And then pesky Jacob Young. This guy had an attitude all game, but he's, I think, leading the Big Ten in steals, so that's a really good play from him, getting that layup. Good defense there, poking that one away. Davis able to come up with that one. Good defense here from Davis, except I don't know how this is called a foul. He just kind of goes up wildly with that, gets the and one. And then this is careless from Franz. No reason to slap the arm there. That's just a lazy play from him. You can see Juwan Howard not happy, saying think. After the game, Franz Wagner said, like, yeah, he's going to let you know when you F up. And he sure did there. Here, huge play from Davis to tip that one out, right? 8-point game, minute and a half left in the game. Able to tip that one off after the miss. Michigan up 8. Here you have the dagger from Franz Wagner. Good decision to take that shot, and you're up 11. So if you were on the money line, I think it was Michigan 9 points. Good basket there from Rutgers. I don't know what Juwan Howard is doing here, but he's trying to help the defense or something. I don't know. I love it. Love the antics. But anyway, the money line was, I think, 9 in this one in favor of Michigan. And Jacob Young must have had money on it because he just hits 2 threes here to keep Rutgers under the double digits. And but that's it. That's it. Michigan wins by 7, 71-64. Let's move to stats here. All right, stats. So Wagner, 20 points on 6 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4 from three-point land, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Mike Smith, 12 points, good bounce back for him, 4 of 7 field goals. Only 1 assist, though. Quiet game for him, but 12 points, second highest on the team. And then number 3 here, Dickinson, 10 points, 4 of 10 shooting, so not the most efficient day for him, but he did add 8 rebounds as well. So 3 key points. There's always a guy. Okay, what I mean by this, Livers had 3 straight games of 20 or more points. This one, he only had 7 points, right? So you needed the offensive production elsewhere. He had Dickinson earlier this year, right? He had like a few games where he had 15-plus points in a row. Crazy. but he's been a little bit quiet. Now you have Wagner stepping up, right? You've had a couple games where Wagner's really been the primary offensive weapon. He was in this one as well. So having that variability from one guy to the next on the roster makes it a really, really tough out for opposing defenses to prep for that, because it's really a roster for Michigan that has a lot of depth in offensive production potential there. All right, number 2, Dickinson. Bit of an offensive slump, right? Still at 10 points in this one, which is third highest on the team for this one, but 4 of 10 shooting, right? This is a guy who was shooting at an insane clip earlier in the year, so maybe that wasn't sustainable, but he still looks a little bit sped up, especially with the double teams that a lot of Big Ten teams have defaulted to Dickinson now. And in his defense, it does open up the rest of the offense, right? Having double teams on him opens up Michigan's shooters on the perimeter, and Michigan's three-point shooting has been really good since they've started doubling Dickinson down low. I don't think that's a coincidence. So given he's still a powerful defensive weapon, Dickinson is, and his rebounding is a huge plus. You know, I think it's just a matter of time before teams start to realize, hey, we got to mix it up, let Dickinson beat us. And I think Dickinson will get more opportunities to shine offensively moving forward here. All right, finally, number 3, Franz Wagner is a lottery pick. I'm saying it now. His assists in this one really stood out. Ability to drive with his length and his ball handling is just insane, right? 6'9", 6'10", plus that wingspan. With that comfortability, driving the ball, putting the ball on the court, that's really solid. His defensive ability, his effort, he's showing his ability to shoot from three-point land effectively and very efficiently. And man, I don't know how NBA teams haven't noticed this before. And he's really young. You got to figure he is a sophomore, but he's younger than most collegiate freshmen as well. So his ceiling is super high. And unfortunately, I think he's going to be gone after this year, because NBA teams can only ignore that for so long. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. At the time of this video, it's time to take on the Buckeyes today at 1 p.m., I believe. Could be wrong, but it's a top 5 matchup against the Buckeyes. Biggest game of the season thus far, and I'm excited for it. So thank you guys. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. If you like it, consider subscribing. If you are already subscribed, I appreciate you. And otherwise, guys, stay safe out there. Beat the Buckeyes. And as always, go blue.